Welcome, Valpo fans, to another edition of the Valpo Coaches Show, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. I'm Aaron Levitt. Joining me today, the head coach of the Valpo volleyball program, Carin Avery. Coach Avery, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, one leg of your season is done, and you're about to get set for the second leg of the season. You look back at the pre-conference play, 4 tournaments. You guys go 8-4. Just first off, some general thoughts from you on how those 4 weekends of play went for you guys.
Yeah, with 9 newcomers, I think in preseason we just didn't know. In preseason we thought we looked pretty decent and we had a lot of depth, but we just didn't know, until we rolled that ball out on the court and started playing. And I'm really happy. I wouldn't say surprised, but pleasantly happy about how we finished. 8-4, I think, is a tremendous record for us at this stage of season. And I think all 4 losses, we really learned some key things of what we needed to work on for the next weekend, which I think is pivotal when you're in preseason. So I thought we learned and we grew every weekend and we got better at different things every weekend. Obviously, we're still a work in progress, but I can't tell you how excited I am about where we are right now going into, the grind that is the Missouri Valley Conference regular season.
Think something that stands out to me when I take a look at the stats conference wide is like how close you guys are to the top in so many categories. You're tops in the conference in kills right now, second in blocks, second in aces, second in digs as well. And I know you guys still have that scrappy DNA. You're going to extend points and try to win points that way. But how fun is it to not have to necessarily rely on that, be a team that can win points in so many different ways?
Yeah, actually, that's something we talked about in preseason, with, the first day of practice when we looked at the conference stats last year, we were 6, 7, 8 in almost everything except digs. And looking at that and then seeing where we finished last year, about 6th and 7th in the middle of the pack, we knew that we had to get better at a variety of different things this year if we wanted to stay more towards the top of the valley. Now, valley play obviously hasn't started yet, so here comes a different look. The teams are all great in the valley. It's going to be a grind, but we feel, I think, better going into this conference season, knowing that we've improved in some different areas for sure.
Going to highlight a couple of your upperclassmen here. I think first off, senior Elise Swistek, really stepping up in her final year and leading this team, 3 all-tournament teams out of the 4 early season tournaments. Just what have you seen from her in terms of stepping up on both sides of the ball and being a leader to this team that has so many young players?
Well, obviously, Elise has played a ton of volleyball at Valparaiso. We were super fortunate to have a senior leader who has played so many matches. And she knew this year and she knew last spring she really had to kind of not only step up her leadership, but step up her overall game. And she's a player, like she loves that challenge. Like she wants to be the person, she wants to be the leader, she wants to lead in almost every category that she can, actually every category she can. And I think this is her chance to really, kind of as a senior, just to kind of step it up and be the person. And honestly, we need her to be better, in almost every statistical category than she was last year if we're going to be good. People look up to her, people respond to her. She's done a really nice job leading this year, not only by example, but she's kind of found her voice a little bit also. And I know the girls love her. And, I'm so proud of her play in this preseason. I'm so happy of her accolades, that she has received. And I think you said 3, right? All tournament team, and they were very, very deserving. She's got big goals. I think I've got big goals for her, and we're really excited to start conference play and just see her hopefully keep continuing to grow in every aspect of her game.
And then junior Emma Hickey at libero. I think it's easy with our strong tradition of libero play over the past couple decades to just almost become numb and just assume, oh, the libero is going to get 6 digs a set. But just taking a step back and looking at what she's accomplished here so far this season and in her career, a couple weeks back, becoming the fastest player in both Valpo and Missouri Valley Conference history to the 1,500 career dig mark. She has 475 more digs than any other D1 junior out there. That's almost 30% more. And this year, third in the nation in digs per set, right now entering conference play. Just how easy does it make your life as a coach to have someone in that position who's producing like that for you guys defensively?
Oh, it's very nice, actually. Emma, last year, she was still very good, but I think, in terms of what she was expecting as a sophomore, and I think what we were all expecting as a sophomore, didn't quite meet expectations last year for whatever reasons. She didn't play bad, but I think she knew she could play better. And there were certain aspects of her game that she really needed to get better at. And one of them was serve receive. And that's funny, when you always talk about the libero, you look right at the defensive digs per set. But, Emma really wanted to work hard and get better at her serve receive. And, her serve receive was probably what kept her off the all conference team last season, because she did have a phenomenal defensive season last year too. So she put in a lot of hard work, this spring and over the summer to get better at her serve receive. And, that's taken a big jump up for us this year. And then obviously her digs per set, it's just kind of, like you said, you almost get numb to the fact. And when she doesn't dig one ball, it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? Right. Which is crazy. But she is another person, her and Elise, she's really taken a step up in terms of finding her voice and her leadership and really kind of taking control over the court, like I said, kind of with her communication skills this season too, which we really needed. But like you said, I think defensively she's always going to be in that top group, but and also assists per set. That's been another big one for us this year. Her assists and our ability to have her set balls out of system for us is huge. She does such a phenomenal job setting out a system, and that's what is the greatest thing about Emma is she's got such a high volleyball IQ. You can play her everywhere. We could play her as an outside hitter if we really needed to or wanted to. Like she can do so many things with her high volleyball IQ. And that is just something, like it's every coach's dream, I think, when you have a kid like that in your program.
Well, as I mentioned at the start, another leg of the journey begins this weekend. You go on the road to start off Missouri Valley Conference play with Evansville and Indiana State road trip. Back home at the Arc next weekend, hosting UNI next Friday night and Drake next Saturday night. Coach Avery, thanks for joining me today. Best of luck as Valley play starts.
Thank you.
This has been the Valpo Coaches Show, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.